Aloha, I'm Lori Kern Carlos, class of 87, introducing our holiday edition of Maryknoll M.A.R.T. Maryknoll alumni rallying together. It's our new launch of our business directory, and it really is meant to help support our alumni in business, especially during these hard and economic times. We're excited to feature alums along with the amazing work they're doing in the community as business owners. I'm joined by Blaine Gier, class of 1988, and we're going to talk story with some of our alums and all that they're doing. If you'd like to share your story or know of a fellow alum who'd be ideal for this kind of thing, please reach out to us. Check us out on MaryknollMart.com.
Today, I want to welcome Darryl and Derrick Wong from the class of 1968 to show us their Aloha attire or Aloha shirts from Ren Spooner. I've known Darryl and Derrick for years and years because they were my volleyball coaches in high school, as well as I've coached Darryl's son, and we've coached together through the years as well, with both of them. I bring him today, and I just want to say hello. I feel like I see you guys all the time. So, I want to welcome you guys to this first time getting to see different things that you guys. Tell us a little bit about it. What is this that we're looking at?
So there's a committee, a national committee, but we actually are also on a local committee to honor the World War II veterans. I mean, this is nationwide, but this is particular to Hawaii. So in December of 2019, President Trump signed into law the Congressional Gold Medal to give the Chinese World War II veterans the Congressional Gold Medal. Unlike other, like the Nisei, the Filipinos, and everything, the Chinese World War II veterans are being honored, men and women, and every branch of service, Army, Air Force, Marine, Navy, to include the Merchant Marine. So this is a very unique recognition. It encompasses everyone that fought in World War II, both in Europe as well as in the Pacific. So the uniqueness is that the Chinese, 1/4 of every Chinese in the United States at the time volunteered. And that per capita, that is quite a large amount. And these Chinese would never have been able to become citizens of the United States because the Chinese
they weren't citizens when they enlisted.
But
It's kind of interesting.
so that gives you a little history of the recognition project. So actually, the Congressional Gold Medal was given to them, but because of COVID, we have not gotten an official ceremony yet. But here locally, we are going to recognize, and there is a large group here locally of Chinese World War II veterans. And when you hear some of the things they did, it's quite amazing. I was able to golf with a 97-year-old B-24 navigator flying 51 missions in Europe. Most people don't survive 50 missions. So quite an amazing person, and he's won a lot of air medals and things, but like most World War II veterans, very quiet, doesn't say anything. So it's our opportunity to recognize our local veterans, and this is why we designed this shirt. It's a locally designed shirt by our committee. My brother can talk about all the uniqueness in this shirt, but all the proceeds from this thing is going to go towards buying the Congressional Gold Medals to give to the surviving ones and to the families of the survivors of the World War II veterans here in Hawaii. And then Derrick can talk about the uniqueness of this shirt.
Well, the shirts were, our committee approached Ren's to design this shirt. It was not a Ren's design. So every panel on this shirt has a specific meaning that was vetted among our committee. I mean, you have the American flag, Hawaiian flag, obviously, but you have King Kamehameha with the diamond head in the background. It represents the warrior culture of the Hawaii people and the people that fought in the war. On the shirt, you have every single weapon system that was used during World War II. I mean, there's you have airplanes, you have the foot soldier, you have a tank, you have what is that? You have the Missouri to represent the Navy. So this shirt represents every service that fought that was in the World War II. And it's specific to Hawaii based on the flag, King Kamehameha, and the Arizona Memorial, as well as Punch Bowl. Punch Bowl is kind of, we put it on there kind of to represent those that have passed, and that's kind of to honor those that served during World War II. The only thing that represents the Chinese Americans on this shirt is very subtle. It's the flowers that are the outline of the shirt. They are peony flowers, which is typically Chinese. Other than that, this shirt represents all veterans, and it's a good shirt for any veteran, anybody that likes to wear Ren shirts. You can buy this shirt at our website, which is the Chinese American World War II Veterans Recognition Project, Hawaii. Make sure you put in the term Hawaii, because there's a national website with a similar name. So we sell this shirt at the website for $100, no tax and no shipping charge. It'll be shipped to you free. It's all done here locally, and it's a good deal. It's a nice shirt.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice, very nice shirt. The material, pretty thick. Ren Spooner, they make really good stuff.
And we have sizes from small to extra, and I think we have a few double X sizes as well. So it's like Blaine is saying, it's a nice shirt. It fits well. 2 colors.
It's a limited edition, put it that way. I mean, the Wrens can't produce any more without our permission. And as I said, we designed this truly locally to raise the funding so that all the World War II veterans here, the Chinese in Hawaii, will be given their Congressional Gold Medal for free, and their families, whoever survives.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming and showing us and talking a little bit about the history of just Chinese Americans helping out in World War II. And like I talked before, you hear so much about other Japanese Americans helping, and you don't hear enough about the Chinese Americans as well. And I thank you guys for educating us on that and giving us an opportunity to purchase some shirts to help out a good cause. I mean, purchasing medals for those Americans, I mean, we cannot forget what they've done for our country as well, right? And so thank you so much for coming and sharing that with us.
Hey, Blaine, thanks a lot for having us.
Thanks.
It's always nice seeing you.
Hopefully next time we can give each other hugs and everything.
You actually turned out well.
We're here with Stratton Wright, class of 2006, going to share a little bit about what he's doing out there. What's up, Stratton?
Hi, thank you for having me. I currently own a home inspection business called Paradise Home Inspections. I actually recently just started a Paradise Maintenance Company, which goes hand in hand. And I actually have a Paradise Moving Company, which just approved by the Public Utilities Committee.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about just how people can use your services and.
So the first one is home inspections. So we do home inspection services for agents, new home buyers, brokers, either selling a home, buying a home, or an investment property. So we'll come in, we'll inspect it, we'll check the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, make sure everything works properly and everything like that. I actually have about 5 other inspectors that work for me as well. We cover pretty much the whole island, but we're just asked to also cover all the outer islands too. So we're looking into that as well.
You are very busy. Tell us a little bit about, I know we were talking about kind of the alumni network, just working with not just realtors, but home buyers, especially first-time home buyers. I mean, talk a little bit more about just how working with people out there in the community, home buyers or even realtors.
So what's funny is there's actually a lot of alumni who are actually either realtors themselves or brokers. So we do a lot of their home inspections as well, obviously. We're all connected through Maryknoll. I mean, in this home inspection business, we meet so much different people. Either from the agents themselves or the vast clients that we have, because a lot of our clients are actually still residing, for instance, military in the mainland. So we'll go in, we'll do their inspection, and we actually, if they want to, we'll actually conduct like a FaceTime or summary inspection for them. Especially with COVID and everything going on, a lot of clients now, they kind of, especially the older ones, they kind of just rather just physically stay away, but they still want to know everything, you know, what's going on with their home and everything. And my company developed the software, so a lot of it is actually done through our phone on a mobile app.
Wow.
Even an infrared camera that I can show you folks as well that I brought here connects to my phone. So my company pretty much is what's separating, I guess, us from everybody else in the current market is the mixture of technology and overall client experience. So I'm one of the younger inspection companies and inspectors on the island for sure.
Wow.
However, that kind of helped us pivot in the market as far as adding technology with detailed reports and being able to combine it for the end user, which is our clients or our agents, to understand. A lot of the problem with home inspection is, one, a lot of people don't know what home inspectors do.
Right.
And two, once you receive a report, most people don't really know what they're looking at. So my company was able to combine technology with the ease of use. Home inspection reports is what it's called. And that's kind of what separated my business from the rest. We do about maybe 100 inspections a month.
Wow, that's a lot. And I know with the economy right now, interest rate is low.
Yes.
Maybe inventory of homes, a lot of people buying.
So that actually helped a lot for sure. But my company is also, we're a part of the Honolulu Board of Realtors. I think one of the only home inspection companies that are. And I was just asked to do facility maintenance contracts for a lot of these whole buildings and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'll be finalizing the proposal for that by the end of the year.
Wow, it sounds like your footprint is expanding out there. And I know for Maryknoll alums, it's great to do business in the alumni network. I'm super impressed. The technology side, just with regard to Ingenuity and now in light of COVID, how do people get in contact with you?
You can contact us on our website. It's probably the easiest. www.paradisehmi.com.
Awesome, we'll put that up there. Thanks for joining us today, Stratton. My gosh, fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
I want to welcome Brandon Lau from the class of '97. Brandon,
going?
looking good as
Laine,
you usually do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Looking in shape like you usually do, just like when you was playing
Yeah.
back in the day.
Staying fit.
So I see you work for ChaneyBrooks Choice Advisors.
Right.
Please tell us a little bit. I'm just refinanced and I'm into my home now.
Right,
I was a few years back looking for a home. I know I always get your stuff in the mail, and I always
keeping you informed.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, ChaneyBrooks Choice Advisors, it's a residential real estate firm. So we actually, ChaneyBrooks itself has been in the island since 1960. Has a great history and legacy in the real estate industry. They do commercial brokerage, property management. At one time, they're the largest management company of properties in the islands. They went through some transitions. I don't know if you remember the Japanese bubble and so forth. But there's a change in ownership, and currently I'm partnering with the owner of ChaneyBrooks to form their residential real estate brokerage company. So we formed that about a couple of years ago, and it's been really good. We service the whole island of Oahu, anything from single-family homes to condominiums, multifamily, vacant land, anything regarding residential real estate. That's what we do. And we also have a property management company. It's called Choice Advisors Property Management. And then we also have a transaction management company because we realize that when you enter the escrow process, there's a lot of deadlines and contract provisions that need to be met, and it really helps to facilitate the whole transaction for the client and the agent. So all these things together are what we do to service our clients and to allow our agents to provide the best service possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit of, around this time with COVID and everything, it's kind of tough, right? So what do you think now someone is looking for that, that wants your service?
A dream home?
Yeah. What can you do to help guide our alumni?
Yeah, I think what's most important is, first of all, just having an understanding of what your personal needs and goals are. I think Everybody, in my opinion, should aspire to own a property. It allows you to get into the game of home ownership, where you can benefit from appreciation, where you can determine where you live and how long you want to live there. I mean, property ownership has so many facets that are beneficial for people in general. And so, but starting off with your needs and goals, everybody has to start somewhere. So even if you're, let's say, a first-time buyer, you are just trying to understand, well, what is this process about? How do I get pre-qualified? First thing to do is sit down with your realtor. Sit down with one of us. We can go through the initial consultation, kind of give you an understanding for what the process is like, what other professionals you need to interact with to make it all work. And then from there, we can start taking a look at homes or helping you with other needs of real estate. But it all starts with helping you understand what the best options are out there for you. And that's why we like to say real estate is about choice, because we believe that's where it begins.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, as a person that has gone through looking for a home, I know how crucial it is. And after buying the home, the relationships that you have with escrow companies and all that, that's huge. And so I'm glad that you're here today to, talk to us a little bit about those things. And,
Yeah, sure.
And, right now, so Brandon is at ChaneyBrooks. The website is www.choicehawaii.com. So again, choice, CHOICEHI.com.
Yes.
And so I guess what's going on with you lately?
Well, been really busy. Obviously, the real estate market has been keeping us moving. Despite COVID, people still need to make these decisions. And in fact, it's been more important for them to plan ahead, So I'm glad that we're still part of that essential service realm of businesses. Personally, busy raising our 3 kids. Like everyone else, we've had to manage the at-home from learning situation. I must say that for our oldest son, Elijah, Maryknoll's been great. They've been very organized on how the situation's being handled and keeping the kids safe. So we feel really comfortable about his, going to school, even though we're in this pandemic situation. But my other 2 kids, they're starting to go back slowly, and so it's keeping my wife and I very busy.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well,
Yeah.
Brandon here has been a Spartan at heart for years. So, anybody coming through any of our athletic programs that give the amount of effort, and I'm not surprised that you're doing pretty good yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So I want to say thank you for Brandon for coming today and sharing with our alumni family all the great things that you have to offer, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you so much, Blaine. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Join us for Giving Tuesday on December 1st, a global movement to help nonprofits out in the world. Support Maryknoll today. All right, we're here with alum from the class of 1999, Trung Lam, here to talk to us about Keiki Desk. Of course, in this pandemic, we all have transformed our spaces and now have become, homeschool parents in some senses. Trung, tell me about this great genius idea.
Thank you. My wife and I came up with Keiki Desk back in the summer while our kids were home doing schooling and trying to catch up on their summer work, and we realized the furniture we had at home wasn't the right size for the kids.
Sure.
My plan was to create a very fancy, expensive, nice desk with all the bells and whistles, and my wife, being a middle school science teacher, was like, Trung, there are a lot more kids who can't afford a desk like that than ones who can. So she challenged me to flip the idea on its head, and together we came up with what's the most portable, most affordable, scalable way we can get desks into the hands of children. So we came up with Keiki Desk, which is a cardboard desk.
This is just amazing. I was thinking, and I know we were talking earlier, just about the genius idea of giving something like this as a gift, but talk about your distribution and how you're really making an impact with this desk.
Well, one of the main ideas we wanted to keep with this desk was it was supposed to be local businesses helping local schools. So from the sponsors, even the manufacturing is all local. So these are made in Kapolei at the only cardboard factory here on Oahu. So what we do is we have it made there. It comes to our bakery, And then from there, we work with a few different partners, whether it's some volunteer groups, local food distributors like HFA or Waihata, and they help us get these desks to the schools. And the schools are responsible for getting the desks in the hands of the parents and the kids.
Well, I realize, especially being working in a school for 25 plus years, just how important a work surface is for students, a kind of defined space. Tell me a little bit about this design, and I noticed there's a little nook there for something. Explain it a little bit.
Yeah, so we went through 3 or 4 different prototypes before we finished on this, or landed on this one. And what we found was the height was good for kids from elementary to middle school. There's enough reinforcement where if someone were to put heavy things on it, or someone were to drop like a textbook on it, it would hold up okay. There's a special coating on it where if you spill water, as long as you wipe it up pretty quickly, it won't damage the desk. And there's a little slot on the top for your pens and pencils and erasers.
That's just genius. I'm already thinking about people I would gift this to, just because it's so important for kids at home to feel like they have a space dedicated for studying, and it does just that. My goodness. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add about the product?
Yes, the whole project is not for profit.
Okay.
And if anyone's looking to sponsor desks, you can go online at kkdesk.com to get more information.
Sure.
We're asking $6 a desk, and that will get the desk to the school. And if you're part of a school organization or a preschool or maybe a community group that needs desks, you can also go online and join our wait list as well.
All right, fantastic. I know we saw it assembled, but I just want to show you how genius and compact this box or desk can be. Trung, tell us a little bit about putting this together.
Sure thing. When it comes off from the factory, it's actually open like this, nice and flat. Sometimes the school assembles it for the students, and sometimes they like to send it home unassembled for the students to give a shot at putting it together. It's pretty straightforward. We have printed instructions on the box.
Fantastic.
As well as a video on our website and our Instagram showing families how to put this together.
Very good.
So there's only 6 or 7 steps. So the first one is bringing the 2 main support bases together with a couple folds like this. This is probably the most important step because it makes nice
defined lines.
Defined lines,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Next, you just bring up the legs, so you kind of give it a couple creases here. And we have, thank you, we have fold first.
Oh, okay.
So you know which leg to fold first. It actually works if you don't fold it first, but I think it looks nicer if you fold the correct leg in first. So you do the same thing on this side. Bring it in. More crease over here.
Voila.
Once that's secure,
my goodness.
You flip it over, and the last step is to fold down
Your little
the
pencil
flap
nook
for
here.
the pencil nook.
All right.
And you have a complete keiki desk.
Trung, oh my gosh, genius. I'm just so inspired by just thinking, the out-of-box thinking and serving a purpose. And now more than ever, our kids really need this type of kind of surface to be able to get some real good work done. So Trung, thanks for joining us today, my gosh.
No problem, and thank you for the education. This is noblesse oblige.
In action.
In action.
In action. Thanks so much.
Hello, we're here today with Giselle Agsalud from the class of 2013. I want to welcome her today. Giselle is going to talk about her ice candy. And, you know, Giselle, interesting to me of how people start their businesses, but tell us a little bit of what made you start doing this.
During this pandemic, my mom and I wanted to do something, so she told me that we had sweet potato in the backyard, and she told me, let's go make ice candies. So once we started making ice candies, I just put it on Instagram and just put like selling ice candies for 25 cents, and a lot of people just messaged me and started asking how can they order and all that. So that's what we started on, how we did Giselle ice candies.
Oh, wow. Tell us a little bit, I like the story you told me about how it started with your mom and the whole thing about working with your mom and all that. Tell us a little bit of that experience.
Working with my mom is a little different. I've never worked with her like side to side ever. So it's crazy, and it's a learning experience because I finally learned how like what she goes through and how the hard work she just does. And so one night, like, she told me, okay, you do it, and I couldn't do it. So I actually really cried, actually making like tying the ice candy, because you have to tie every single one, and it takes forever. And I know how hard that she goes through.
I know, I've always eaten it, and I've always just ripped the string off and all that. I never even thought about tying it, right? I thought it just came like that, right? But I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing that you got a chance to bond with your mom a little bit and learn what she does. So I've tasted the ice candy before, and I know it's a Filipino dish, and I mean, I like Filipino food in general. But tell us what made you choose ice candy, and then, you know, talk a little bit about that, the item itself.
So ice candies are originally from the Philippines. Their famous flavor is coconut ice candy or ice buko, and I just wanted to bring my Filipino culture here to Hawaii because you don't see much of ice candies here, and a lot of people don't know what ice candy is, and people messages me saying, oh, what is ice candy? It's like an ice pop. It's kind of like an ice pop but more creamier. It's like different than ice cream, so that's what an ice candy is. It's just like a little stick.
Tell us a little bit too about the flavors, because you're telling me about the flavors. I was like, wow, I wanna try those.
So I've been actually making different flavors throughout the years. We actually made mango, coconut, all different flavors. We also did pumpkin spice, Biscoff for the fall flavors, and this for December we'll be making peppermint mocha, frozen hot chocolate, Andes, all the different Christmas seasonal flavors that I can put out for.
Now, do you have any of those that we can try right now?
Unfortunately, I don't have. So sorry.
No, that's okay. You know, obviously the ice candy needs to stay cold and
Yes.
all of that. So I know that's one of those things. Now, how can I order it? You know, if I feel like ordering, I want to order some for my family, or with the Christmas season coming along, and I have maybe just a family gathering of just 4 or 5 people, immediate people. But you know, how can I order that?
So actually, if you go and follow Giselecandy, which spells Gisleicecandy on Instagram, tomorrow I'll be having pre-orders from November 23rd to November 26th, and also I'll be doing the pre-orders as well for the Holiday Bazaar on November 28th. So if you just go on my Instagram, you'll just see a link to the Google form, and that's where you can place your pre-orders.
Well, just a little background. So I just got reminded today, Giselle was in my PE class when she was a freshman. So, I mean, it's great to see you. It's great to see that you're doing well and that you found something else to do in this time of COVID-19. And at the same time, you got to bond with your mom, right?
Yes, I did.
So I want to thank you for coming. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about to promote your business or anything like that?
No, I think we just said it all over here, and thank you so much for the opportunity for letting me come here as well.
Thank you. We're going to get a lot of Spartan people ordering from you. So, all right, you take care and you have a good one.
You too.
All right, we're here with a member of the class of 2006, Dillon Schackmann, here to talk about such an important topic, and that's with regard to, of course, medical coverage for all of us. People my age right now, we're not quite there, but we're certainly looking into all that we can anticipate as we get to retirement. I can't wait. But Dillon, tell me a little bit more about what your Premium Benefit Consultants offers.
So again, Dillon Schackmann, class of 06. Thank you guys for having me. I work as a Medicare insurance consultant with a company, Premier Benefit Consultants. We specialize in assisting seniors in understanding and obtaining healthcare benefits. Now, when it comes to healthcare, specifically Medicare, there are 6 major carriers in the state of Hawaii. We at Premier Benefit Consultants represent 5 out of the 6. The only one we don't represent is Kaiser. But what that means is whenever we meet a senior, we're able to give unbiased recommendations when it comes to which plan is actually going to fit their needs best. There really is no one best plan or one glove fits all when it comes to Medicare insurance. So it's very important for seniors to speak to someone like me, do an evaluation. We look at what medications you're taking, what type of doctors you're seeing, and what your current health issues are. There's gonna be a plan that's gonna fit those needs and address those issues best, but it's good to speak to someone like me to help, I guess, guide through all of the different plans that are out there.
Absolutely. I think it's so important to be able to speak to someone who is well versed in that, and in light of COVID and just how important it is to have medical coverage. I know we're talking about seniors, but it's not too early to start thinking about it, right?
Definitely not. A lot of my clients are already in their 70s. However, quite a few of our clients are 62, 63. They may not have signed up with us yet, but they reach out to us ahead of time. They want to be proactive. They want to make sure that when they're going to retire and they're going to transition from their group employer coverage into an individual plan, they have everything in place. That way, once they turn 65, no lapses in coverage. They know that they're going to be taken care of at every moment along the way.
Right, and I know for my generation anyway, I'm hoping not to need your services yet, but let's talk about those people who are been affected by the pandemic and maybe are going without coverage at a very young age. Maybe you can kind of highlight a little bit about that.
Most definitely. So at our agency, we've been receiving quite a big influx of calls this year, specifically due to coronavirus. The pandemic has forced a lot of businesses to close and furlough a lot of employees. What this means is a ton of people are now losing their healthcare coverage. Right. What we've been doing is we've been helping these people to turn on their Medicare benefits because if you're working, typically you don't have those turned on yet. Right. So we assist them in turning on their Medicare benefits in a timely manner so as to avoid late enrollment penalties that are penalized by the government on the people who are going without coverage. And we make sure that there's no lapse in that coverage. We help people to get gainful healthcare benefits. That way, they're not walking around without anything in their pocket.
That's such a scary thought, I know. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you, Dillon, if they have questions or need your expertise right now?
So the best way to contact me would be on my cell phone. That's 808-428-1029. You can also visit our website, pbchawaii.com. /DILLON. That's my personalized agent site, and you guys can request my assistance either on the site or you can call me on my cell phone number. Those are the two best ways to contact me.
Gosh, thanks so much. Really living the spirit of noblesse oblige, Dillon, helping people, especially in these hard times. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Aloha, Kaniala, Danny Kealaka'i. If you need Medicare insurance, call Premier Benefit Consultants. You know, this Kama'aina company represents more Medicare Advantage plans than anyone else in Hawaii and will give you good advice for free. They believe in family, integrity, and exceptional service. Old school, local style. Contact Premier Benefit Consultants for Medicare advice you need and service you deserve. Mahalo.
If you're considering schools for your students or family, please choose Maryknoll. Applications are now available and will be available through December 15th. If you're applying, make sure and use our alumni waiver code, MaryknollOhana20.
Hi, I want to welcome Laine Kohama from the class of 93 today. So Laine, I mean, I haven't seen you in a little while. You've been, you're closer to my age than a lot of these other people. So, it's always great to see somebody doing so well that it is, closer to our age.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit. You work for Gigaisland.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about, tell us the history. How did you get involved with that first?
So the brief history is pretty much went to, Silicon Valley after going to college here and getting computer networking degree. And then I got a job over there. And then after that, after 3 years, I moved back home to be closer to family and I started up my company. So that was about 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
17, wow.
Went by fast though. was a blast. It's still a blast.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit too about what you can do for our alumni that are watching, some of the things that, talk about cybersecurity, computer support. talk to us a little bit about that. If we have alumni that have questions and about what they can get from Giga Island.
Oh, absolutely. So, what we can do for any of the alumni, because there are ohana, our Maryknoll ohana, we can do cybersecurity. So that means protecting their computer systems, protecting their networks from anyone trying to get into their networks. Email as well. A lot of people have been using email to, get into the computers in a not so good way. So we can protect their email as well and monitor it to make sure that they're safe. So we're constantly monitoring their network. And also computer support. That's one of our biggest things is computer support and also our customer service. We really pride ourselves in taking care of people, as ohana. So we'll always get back to you if you call us for sure.
But during this time of, COVID-19 and all that, what do you find that people are calling you guys to do more of?
Yeah, especially when it first hit in March and April, a lot of that was, setting them up securely at home, to work remotely. So a lot of the times when they're at the office, they have the umbrella of protection, right? But when they leave the office, we want to make sure that they still keep that same umbrella of protection when they're at home, just in case, because, at their home network, they might have family that have different computers that aren't as protected and secure, and they're talking to their computer. Yeah. So, we want to kind of help protect them in that way.
Right. Wow, that's amazing stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly hearing about things, especially with the election just happened. You hear about all these things, cyber crimes and all that kind of thing. What do you find that is happening right now in the world that we as consumers need to be more aware of?
That's a great question, Blaine. I think the one thing that you folks want to definitely be more aware of is that they are trying to get into computer systems. Especially, just regular people as well. Before 3 or 5 years ago, it's like, oh, we don't have to worry because we're not a big company. But now the cyber criminals are trying to key in for even small businesses, like of 5 people or less, And it's just because they're just a little bit easier targets. So they're trying to get to them through their email. Again, sending them emails that look like it's, hey, it looked like Blaine sent me something, let me click on this link to help him out. And I know a lot of people don't click on links, but sometimes it's really hard because the emails are crafted so well that it looks like it is from you because they've actually been in the system for a little while. So a lot of the breaches that you hear on the news, they've been in the system for at least 6 months or longer, just kind of laying low, kind of figuring out how things flow, and then they'll start trying to do their attack while getting data from everyone. So I think the best thing to do is make sure that your computer is protected with, up-to-date antivirus. Email security is important. That's one of the major ways now the bad guys are trying to get in. So definitely secure your email. Definitely set up 2-factor authentication too, for your email, like Gmail, Microsoft accounts. You can do that for free. So there's a lot of things that we can kind of give tips and help people.
So here at at Maryknoll, we've been getting webinars on security breaches and things like that to learn about. And so I've been going through different workshops, but not until that did I really understand what is at stake. So I feel so happy and fortunate that somebody like you is here to tell us a little bit about that. And definitely, it helps us to understand a little more what's out there, what the threats that are out there. So I appreciate you coming here. Is there something else that you want to tell us that we should be aware of as well, or?
I think the most important thing is definitely make sure that your computer is up to date. So make sure that you're doing those security updates from Microsoft, from Apple. I know a lot of people are really apprehensive because sometimes they feel the updates might break their computer, but they're getting a lot more better. Microsoft and Apple's really good as well. But definitely make sure that you have backups on your computer. So you back up your most important data and make sure that you restore your backup. So run the backup and restore it to make sure it's working. Because that's your most important thing on your computers is also your data. So make sure you protect that.
I want to thank you so much for coming here today. If any of you want more information, you can go to www.gigaisland.com. That's GIGAISLAND.com. And thank you again for coming here, Laine, and
Hey,
hope to
thank
see you
you.
soon.
Hey, thank you, Blaine. I hope to see you soon, and you guys have a happy holiday too.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, mahalo.
Hello, I want to welcome Simeon Ke-Paloma here. A good, familiar face. Always great to see Simeon. I haven't
to
seen
see
him
you.
in years. Just a little background. Simeon used to play for me volleyball here. If you look at one of the banners, Simeon was one of the starting players that brought the boys Division II state volleyball championship here. So I want to welcome you and say hello
Good
to you.
memories. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing us back. Good to be back. And
So Simeon is here today because, Simeon is a lifeguard for the city and county of Honolulu.
correct.
But he also does other things, just on the side. And I'm sure these are things that you love to do.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
The water has always been something that you love.
Yeah, for sure.
But we go island canoe. Tell us a little bit of how that started.
Sure. So I remember my wife and I, who's also alum, so we're high school sweethearts from Maryknoll, and we were expecting our first child, and somehow, or for me, I took it upon myself to figure out a way to get a little bit more creative to create a little bit more income for us. And I was thinking about, what I could do that's unique and special to my skill set, but also be really fun for others to enjoy. And it kind of would give me like a really good niche business. And I thought canoe surfing. And I did some research. I got all my, permits and papers and everything I needed to start a business, and it was a crazy learning curve, but so glad I got it, and it's been such a great blessing for our family and a great niche business for me to create the extra income to support my family.
So tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the company right now.
Yeah, sure. So basically, it's a Hawaiian outer canoe business, and we operate on the east side of Oahu, off of Lanikai. And instead of going out there in a kayak, there's kayak rentals and kayak companies and tour companies that go out there. We take people out in Hawaiian outer canoes and we paddle out there. It's a nice family adventure. We get out to the islands. There's those two islands, the Mokulua Islands. They're bird sanctuaries, so it's really cool. We'll be able to get out there. There's a nice big beach. Usually I give the guests some free time. We'll walk around the island. It's a really cool atmosphere and environment out there. There's tide pools, there's cliff jumping, there's little waves, and it's just kind of a nice, fun and safe way to enjoy kind of family time being on the water and doing something kind of unique to Hawaii, which is our canoe paddle.
Yeah, I mean, especially during this time of COVID, right? And everybody getting outdoors, and doing something fun at the beach, in the water, and all that.
Staying active and getting outside, and it's almost like during this whole time for us being locked down at home, everyone's going outside, going hiking more. We kind of appreciate our home a little bit more in a different sense where, there's no tourists around, so maybe people go into Waikiki or kind of do touristy things and kind of appreciate their home a little bit more. Maybe this would be a good way for people who've never been to Little Mokes, And it's kind of cool because like I'll even tell people, locals, people born and raised or grew up here and they still haven't gone canoe surfing or something, and it's one of those unique, local Hawaiian thrills,
Yeah. And just for you guys to know, Simeon has been a part of jumping in the water ever since he was a little guy. I mean, his dad has his own one-man canoe, is out there on the waters almost every day, I would say.
Right.
And then for Simeon, I mean, for him to be a lifeguard and to try and to do the things that he enjoys, that's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So how can people find out more information about wanting to find you and have some fun in the outdoors?
Yeah, so we have our main, so I work full-time as a lifeguard, and I do and operate this business, one, according to weather, just for people's safety, and two, according to my days off and availability to the guys that I have who are also guides and help me out. But basically, we have a website, if you just were to look up We Go Island Canoe, and there's tons of videos and pictures and all sorts of content where you can kind of get an idea of what it's like out there at the islands and what canoe surfing is like, and it's an awesome time.
All right, I'm gonna definitely try it. So it's WeGoIslandCanoe.com.
Yeah.
So just like how it sounds, one word though, WeGoIslandCanoe.com. I'm definitely gonna try it. You know, I feel safe that you're gonna be out there, and because, you know, you guys don't know this, but as a player of mine, we used to have a lot of, well, for volleyball, we used to have a lot of beach practices. And one of the things that Simeon brought to the table is his work ethic, and just his overall, how he, you know, gets together with other people. I mean, he was a great teammate. So I want to encourage you guys at home to try and go outdoor, have some fun, meet Simeon over here, and have a great time. So I want to thank you for coming here today. Anything else you want to tell us before you leave?
Have a good holiday season. No, nothing, just, you know.
Well, let me ask you a final question. So I know, I mean, this seems like a family type of business. So
right.
How have you been using this time with your business and with your kids? Like, you taking out your kids a lot to the beach?
Right. So it was really interesting because right before this whole pandemic, somebody had came and approached me to actually want to buy my business, and I was actually, you know, contemplating it, and it was, you know, I was like, oh shucks, this might be a good opportunity for me to, you know, maybe, you know, make some moves, and eventually, you know, over the last few years, summertime's been real busy for me. My kids are getting older, and it's, you know, like on my days off, I'm not home, but I'm out there. But so I was like, ah, shucks, you know, maybe it'd be cool for me to just take my own kids on my days off and, you know, get rid of this thing. But, you know, after the whole pandemic, everything got shut down, and the buyer kind of retreated. I had some time to reflect, and I just thought it's so cool how this is kind of a cool, like, family-oriented business, and it's so fun and satisfying for me to, like, provide that sort of experience for people. And then also, I can see value in my kids watching me do this on the, you know, on my days off, and it's kind of like, you know, maybe they'll be working it one day, or, you know, it's good. I see some value in having them see me, you know, kind of run and try and grow this business.
Well, you guys want to have some fun, check out Simeon down at WeGoIslandCanoe.com down at Lanikai.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot for coming, Simeon.
Thank you, appreciate that.
So we're joined here by a member of the class of 1997, Elisa Furtado. I know a lot of you know her, but more impressive is kind of what she's done in terms of creating a company of something that's so needed right now. Of course, hand sanitizing with COVID and whatnot. Tell us a little bit about how you've put this all together, Elisa.
So it came about during the shortage of hand sanitizers and preparing my kids to go back to school and really not finding anything that we like. Like, there's a lot of tacky stuff, and then some of it smelled like, you know, vodka and tequila, straight alcohol.
Yeah.
And then wanting some local scents, right? Because we live in Hawaii. So after some research and following the World Health Organization formula, I started making hand sanitizers with local, like, inspired scents. And so it's kind of taken off from there.
Fantastic. I know. Tell us a little bit about the origin of your company name, and then just the process and what it's all about.
Okay. So kolulu means to defend or shield off, ward off or shield. So it kind of goes with the whole sense of, right, defending ourselves from, like, germs and whatever else is out there. So we have a hand sanitizer, and then we also have an alcohol-based cleaning spray. And both are made, again, in accordance with, like, CDC and World Health Organization. And then the hand sanitizer is FDA registered as well.
Well, I know I'm very particular now, especially since we've been doing this for going on a year. But I actually picked up my favorite scent, which is the Waikiki Beach. Tell me about just some of the naming in terms of product scents and how you came about some of the names for the smells.
Yeah, so a lot of them have special significance. I think one of them here is, of course, we have, like, pikake, which is a Kaneohe rain, so it does smell like that morning mountain rain, and I currently live in Kaneohe. And then pumpkin crunch, right? So instead of pumpkin pie, we did pumpkin crunch, which is a Hawaii favorite. And then I think Pololo mountain apple. So everything is kind of significant in, like, mountain apple. When I was little, I planted a mountain apple tree in my great-grandparents' backyard in Pololo.
Nice.
And so it just all has little ties in. Another popular scent I don't have is mango. And so the name for the mango scent is 96816, because I grew up in Kaimuk'i and Pololo, and we all know like Kaimuk'i the best mangoes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So how do people get in touch or order? I mean, what is the process in getting some of these in people's hands?
Right. So right now it's kind of word of mouth, and then we do have an Instagram. It's Kolulu Hawaii, so Kolulu, and then Hawaii spelled out. And then we are building a website, but right now it's still kind of a small, obviously like home cottage industry kind of a business. So
Sure.
yeah.
Well, I think for gift giving, especially during the holidays, the packaging is gorgeous. And like I said, I'm just addicted to the name. The one I love, Sup Baby Girl, that she was mentioning, kind of the scents that you smell, a little more manly, I guess you could say, but just super genius concepts on naming, and then just the smells that remind us of home, you know what I mean? The tuberose is my favorite, but Waikiki Beach is right up there, but fantastic, my gosh. Thanks for being here, Elisa.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Aloha, my name is Violeta Avoya Arnobit, CEO of ACE Medical Inc. Prior to starting the company, I was an ICU nurse and home care nurse here in Hawaii and found a significant need of quality medical equipment and supplies across the islands.
Hi, I'm Kerrie, the youngest of 4 Arnobit girls. I graduated Maryknoll in 2014 and attended the University of San Francisco. I currently work at sales at Adobe, as well as help my mom's business out by web design for their new website and sales enablement.
My older sister Jaimee graduated from Maryknoll in 2010 and attended Santa Clara University. She's currently a marketing manager for a cybersecurity company in Silicon Valley and helps ACE Medical by supporting our marketing efforts.
Since our founding 25 years ago, our mission has always been dedicated to providing the community with healthcare equipment and related services to maximize access to quality products, empower our clients, and improve the quality of life.
The healthcare industry can be really intimidating, from selecting the right product that fits your needs, working with your insurance company, to delivery and setup of your product to your home. We'll be with you every step of the way. Any problems after your product is delivered, our relationship doesn't stop there. We'll always be there when you need us, whether it's maintenance for your products or additional information. We're happy to help.
You can find us at our office in Veritania or our main location in Waipahu, and our hours are from Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday from 9 to 2:30 p.m.
As a family-owned business, we know how important ohana is.
And we're really excited to extend our ohana to the Maryknoll alumni community, and we hope to see you all there.
Okay, I want to welcome Kealaka'i Hussey here from the class of 04. All right, so Kealaka'i is another one of my favorite players that used to play for me back in those days of volleyball and basketball. With him today is his 2 sons, Luca, and you got to get this. This is true Spartan spirit here, Leonidas. So I want to welcome them here. Great to see another Spartan family.
Yeah.
Despite Luca wearing a mid-pack mask. We'll let that go because grandma, that's grandma. Kay, I wanted to, welcome you here today. And
thank you.
I know you're working with Windward Financial, and tell us a little bit about how you got into that.
So Windward Financial is a family business. My dad started it 15 years ago, and he used to be a retirement specialist at American Savings. He was doing that since 1990, and after he retired, he started his own company. And now we cater to DOE teachers, mostly, DOE employees, not only the teachers. And we do retirement education, and we also sell life insurance and annuities.
Oh, that's great.
Cool.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about anybody that is looking to retire. I mean, let's start off with being a DOE teacher, because we know we have a lot of alumni that work in the Department of Education. Tell us a little bit about how you can help them.
So the first thing that we do is we recommend people to join one of our Zoom meetings. We have them every other week, and it's hosted by sorry, it's hosted by a former deputy of finance with the state, Wes Machida, and he's one of the people that set up the ERS system. The ERS system is the employee retirement system, and what he does is he has a talk story through Zoom, and teachers can come, employees can come, and it's really casual. It can go anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and they can just come and ask whatever questions that they have pertaining to their retirement. If they're just started, you know, what steps or what things that they should think about for the next 30 years, or if they're heading into retirement, how much money they'll receive when they're in it, and how they can plan accordingly.
So tell us a little bit. So I know you cater to the DOE employees, but you also have plans for other people that just looking for.
Yeah, so we cater to the DOE employees because we're certified with MBS, which is National Benefit Services. So we're allowed to sell or sell the 403B plans, which is their version of a 401k. And we do sell to individuals as well. And it's the same products: life insurance, annuities, whole life, universal life, and term life.
So, you know, I know we're dealing right now. I know you have the boys here because wearing a mask. We're dealing with this COVID-19. Is there anything that you want to tell our alumni or anybody that what they should be looking for and what they should be trying to plan for and all that?
About the retirement?
Yes, about retirement, and especially around this time, having a young family.
Well, one of the things that if you're a working person, even if you're not a DOE employee, and you have a family, life insurance is important. Just because you want to, you know, worst case scenario, you want to leave your family with some financial stability if you were to pass. And one of the things that life insurance companies do well is they have living benefit riders. So in case you were to come down with COVID now and you became seriously sick, you could use some of that life insurance money while you're alive to cover medical bills. And then that's important, especially now a lot of people are out of work.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I guess with all this going on, with COVID and anything, it's also caused me to look into protecting my family if one day I'm gone.
Of course, and you're similar as me, one in four.
I hate to say that. I mean, you could be my son as well. And yeah, so now, you know, I do have a younger family as well, so it's caused me to take a look at a lot of these things. So I'm glad that there are people like you that are here to help us out, to figure that out, because one of the things is hard is shopping around, you know, and we don't know who to talk to, who to listen to about what's going on and what we should be looking at. And so I thank you for coming here.
Yeah, of course.
To share that with us. So if you're interested in finding out more information about Kealaka'i Hussey and Windward Financial, you can reach them you can go online with www.windwardfinancial.net.
And then we're on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, those kinds of things. And that's it, I guess.
Okay, that sounds great. Hey, thank you, Kay, for coming.
Thanks.
I'm glad you got.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you shared your two boys with us.
Yeah.
And hey, what time is it? Oh, sorry. Leonidas is supposed to say game time. All right. So Luca, Leo, Kay, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we're here with member of the class of 1992, Joseph Amigleo with Roots Roll Reggae. Tell us about your street apparel, your clothing line.
So Roots Roll Reggae is a streetwear brand that focuses on just someone's origin and where the person is from. And it advocates like a healthy lifestyle. And lastly, it's just like about the Rasta music, like in Hawaii. Awesome. So the biggest thing for me was to set something for the children. Like I wanted to give back to the community, something that I learned from Maryknoll. And I partnered with the Hawaii Children's Cancer Foundation. And some of that some of the promotion or the proceeds from that goes to that foundation.
Fantastic. I'm a huge Alpha Blondie fan back in the day.
Yeah.
Still listen to that. But tell me a little bit about your inspiration with just reggae influence and whatnot. I know lifestyle beyond that, but how did you get into it per se?
It more so started with just the roots part of it, of like just growing up and having, when I look back now and the nostalgia of like collecting Jordans, and you know, back then there was no retro. It was like we were living in that era. So like we would go out, play high school basketball with Maryknoll, and then get the newest Jordans. And now the biggest inspiration right now is the Mandalorian's out, but you know, a lot of Star Wars fanatics, a lot of Star Wars heads, people collecting shoes and stuff. But what I wanted to do was bring back that memory of, you know, like friendships and, you know, like getting excited about something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And getting inspired by like the greatest player that played, Jordan. So with The Last Dance that came out a few months ago, a lot of people are in tune with that. And I just wanted to, you know, bring that back. And, you know, the main thing is really giving back to the community.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Especially we've had a lot of alums come in and kind of talk a little bit about that. How do people, you know, get in contact with you, or where would they pick up the clothing?
So I have a website, it's rootsrollreggae.com. I'm also on social media, on Instagram at rootsrollreggae, and Twitter as well, and Facebook.
Very good, especially this holiday season, so check it out. Thanks so much, Joseph, for being here.
Right on, thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure and follow us on social media. And if you or you know of a friend who'd be ideal and featured in our Maryknoll M.A.R.T, please reach out to us. Happy holidays.